Welcome to Science Access. In today's class, I'm going to introduce you to the term function in mathematics. Now, what is a function? Function is actually a relationship or a rule that assigned to each input. Input is set or one particular output. A rule or a relationship that assigned to each input one particular output. Now, let's assume that we have a function or we have this equation y 3x plus 9. Now, whenever you put a particular value, let's assume that x is 1, we will have a particular value for y. If we change the value of x to 2, we have a particular value for y. Change the value of x to 3, have a particular value. So this is actually the input. The input is also called the domain, while the output is called the range or the codomain. So let's just create a function table before I explain further. So we can have a function table this way. We can put this way: input x, output y. Now, if I put a particular input for x as 1, 1 times 3 is actually 3. 3 plus 9 is 12. So for 1 as input, what will we have as output? 12. For 2 as input, what will I have as output? 2 times 3 is 6. 6 plus 9 is 15. 15. So if I do for the third one, which is 3, 3 times 3 is 9, plus this is what? 18. So we realize that a function, is a relationship or a rule that if you assign a particular input, you have a particular output. So let's write it mathematically. Let's represent it mathematically. You have f of x. Now, this is function for an input. And you now have y equals to y. Y is now what? The output. So for this particular one, we now have, remember, f of s is equal to what? Function for a particular value of x is equal to y. So instead of y, we can represent it with what? F of x. So, because for a particular value of x, for a function for a particular value of x, we have what? Y. So instead of this y, we can just represent it with what? The f of x. Now we'll now put the rule there, 3x plus 9. Now, if you follow this rule, for a particular value of x, you have one particular value of what? Y. So when I can ask you to look for the function when of x, when a particular input of what? 4. What will I do? Simply means 3, 4 plus 9. So you carry out this multiplication. This time this is what? 12 plus 9. And what is my answer? It's actually 21. So it's a very simple concept. It's a rule. In this case, what is the rule? This is the rule. And for a particular input, which in this case is 4, you have a particular output, which is y, and y is what? 21. Function for a particular input, and you have a particular what? Output. So it's a very simple concept. Now, note the fact that a function must, for a particular input, a function must have one particular what? Output.